We're the Phat Peeps.
Hey, peeps!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phat Peeps Podcast. This is a podcast where we get together to talk about random things and crack bad jokes while doing it. I'm your host, Joey, and I'm here with PJ.
Hello!
And we got a fun one today. Short one. Just a couple topics. But I think that they're going to be fun to talk about. So should we just kick it right off?
Let's do it. Gotta go fast.
Housekeeping right off the bat. We said the show. We said our names. All right, yeah. So apparently Sega wants to turn Sonic the Hedgehog into a VTuber and give him his own theme park. This is being reported over at Siliconera by Andrew Kia. So go check out the full article there. But yeah, VTuber Sonic.
Awkward. I don't... Yeah.
Yeah, let's just start there. Why?
Because Sonic has the personality for it. That's why. And he probably looks great in a swimsuit in a miniature swimming pool. And it's just the time for it.
What if we see like Sonic on the beaches, pools, and hot tubs?
Yep.
But it's just like all the various water levels from the like 3D Sonic games.
Yeah, and the water just starts pouring in.
or like the beach level from Sonic Adventure 1. Just that over and over again.
I wonder what he'd call his fans. What do you think? Sonic heads?
I don't know. They probably have a name for that already.
Probably
guess.
something that's inappropriate just based off of the few times that I've run into Sonic fan bases. But let's just say for the hell of it, it's the Hedgehogs. How about that? I can just imagine him getting on it like, "Hey, Hedgehogs!" Just like straight up going into randomness. I wonder if they'll have like someone that's actively sitting there, or if it's all going to be scripted, or just have a voice actor that's sitting there responding to chat.
That's a good question, right? Like, do they get what's his name? Roger Craig Smith? I can't remember.
Sure.
The voice actor for Sonic. Do they get him in to actually do the like Sonic like VTuber mocap?
That would be interesting.
Or do they go out and hire specifically a like Sonic impersonator to come in and do
probably
the
be
Sonic
cheaper.
VTuber? Also, what is Sonic doing while he's VTubing?
He's playing his own game.
Is he playing his own games? Right? Like...
Or he's playing a hedgehog simulator because he's like, my people.
Oh, that would be good.
My people.
That would be even better if instead of playing actual Sonic games, he just played like Hedgehog or like speed adjacent games. Anything that involves going fast.
Need for Speed.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it.
Gotta go fast. I like the F2000, whatever the hell it is. That's a gun. Sorry.
That's a gun.
I know. I was just like, wait, that's a gun as I was saying it. Whatever a fast car would be. It's just like, my favorite. Yeah, evidently I'm not going to get this part because my Sonic impersonation is horrible, but I'm more on board with this now than when you first told me about this article.
Yeah, now that we started talking about it,
it's not going to be anything like we want it to be and that we've created it to be in our heads now, but we can dream, right? Holy shit.
How self-aware do you think Sonic will be? Do you think he'll like call out OCs and like the weirder parts of the fan community? Have you ever watched Sonic Boom?
I did not.
Like
That's
the
the newest
series?
animation, right? From within like the past 3 years. I saw snippets of it and it was out there for me. Because I'm used to the 90s Sonic. But
Yeah, the game's pretty terrible, but the actual like animated show, pretty good. Pretty good Sonic content. And they like clearly get like the people writing it get Sonic. Not just in a like how to make the like write the character, but also in terms of
they're
like
fans and everything too.
They're self-aware about all the jokes in the fandom and like the Sonic community, and they incorporated it and weave it into even some of the like more inappropriate stuff.
So like
They
fan
managed
service
to like
it.
weave it in there. Yeah.
So Sonic
and
feet
it's pretty
pics
funny.
is in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God, no.
There's definitely a reference. I'm pretty sure there's definitely a reference to feet. There's definitely references to erotic fan fiction.
All those bunions that he has. Yeah, I hope that they do that, because Twitch is evidently Twitch now is the platform for that kind of stuff. It's weird to see how the platform of Twitch has developed from being gaming to this like almost
Like everything.
slower
multi-headed-
TikTok.
I said this multi-headed hydra of like content.
It is, and it's still primarily gaming, but like I said, I feel like it's a much slower moving like wildebeest of a TikTok, because like you get obviously the pool trend now, and it's been around for months, but like I wonder what the next thing is, and it's always trying to push the boundaries of what's like okay.
I feel like that's only if you're really focusing specifically on that like part.
I mean, there's
of
art,
Twitch.
and then there's the. It's just like I feel like that's the meme or the funny portion of Twitch right now, is what I'm saying. It's just kind of like
just
the
because
outlier.
that's the part that's like outlandish and crazy and
Yeah, like why is this happening?
Right. And that's the thing, is like there's tons of content that's like super interesting on Twitch of people like doing things that you're not familiar with, or like I like a lot of the streams that are just people walking around, like the tourism streams.
Those
Just
are
because
interesting
you get to, like,
sometimes.
kind of like see what other places are like, and you get to vicariously experience that through their stream.
Yeah, I have to like the person though, or at least know who I'm watching for those to be interesting for me. Otherwise, I'm just like watching a random ass person doing something.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
depends.
why do I
like
care?
if it's focused too much on the person, right? If like the majority of the screen time is focused just on the person's face as they walk through, and then, like, no, get that out of here. That's not what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I don't want to see you
I
nasty
want a
ass huffing and
front-facing
puffing.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a front-facing camera as you like walk through the streets and stuff like that.
And it's funny that you say that, because we've talked about like whenever we start traveling as a group, again, like if we go to Japan or even just like somewhere else in the States, of doing a little bit of travel Twitch stuff. So from the perspective of the person doing it, I'm sure that's super cool, because then you're sharing stuff with people. Especially the people that are locked down or just don't have the money to go and do that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, where it totally feels like a lot of those like out IRL streams could totally just be done stationary in their houses.
Yeah, because it's
Like they're
I'm still
actually
seeing
not
your
in
face.
they're not like interacting with the outside at all. They might happen to like go and get something to eat and like sit down at a restaurant, but they're not actually like walking around or interacting with people or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just like, why am I watching you eat bread at a restaurant? And then sometimes they're just like, oh, give me a minute. And they put the camera down and they're just like, and it's like, okay.
gotta shove it down real fast.
Yeah, and then they're just like, oh, this is so good.
I can't let chat see me eat.
Yeah, it's like, that's not normal. Can't be a heathen on camera. But yeah, back to Sonic. I kind of want to see this now. When you first pointed it out, I was just like, that's funny.
How many virtual chili dogs do you think Sonic consumes on his first VTuber outing?
Oh, it's either gonna be like they'll completely forget it and they'll do it like
Yeah,
once.
it's either gonna be 0 or it's gonna be a lot.
100, yeah, because it's gonna be over included,
Right.
and like they're gonna have chat be able to feed him and stuff, and it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is
'Cause,
just weird.
Like either they're gonna not know how to not figure out a way to make the chili dog work, so it's just not gonna be there, or they're gonna figure out a way to make the chili dog work, and they're gonna be way too proud of it.
Over promote it,
It's
yeah.
gonna be constant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no happy medium. Like the happy medium would be like 3 times throughout the stream as like a mid roll or like a slow. I can imagine if they did it properly, it would be like him turning into, like elegant Sonic with the little like scarf and red jacket where he's sitting next to a fire, and then like him slowly eating a chili dog doing an ad break or something like that. That would be the way to do it. But I guarantee that's not going to be it.
Speaking of chili dogs, what other food items do you think will be available at the concession stands in this Sonic theme park?
Churros.
Sorry, excuse me. Churros? Just regular churros, or like churros shaped like something?
I think it's just going to be churros because everyone's lazy and just does churros at theme parks. I don't even know why. I don't get me wrong, churros are good, and I think it's just because they're easy to do. As far as like themes for Sonic, fried onion rings for golden rings, or like
There you go.
potato spirals.
No, I think you're on it with the onion rings. That's
Yeah.
a clear. That's like,
That one makes sense.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They'll have like this. Oh, like Eggman, egg breads or something like that, or like something egg related for him. God.
Chaos Emerald Jello cakes.
Yeah, like green Jello. That could work.
Or have you ever seen those like Jello cakes where it's like a cake base and then they like coat the top with like a Jello that almost looks like,
Icing.
like stone.
Oh. I don't think
Yeah.
so. That sounds cool though. I can imagine it. Yeah, that would be a good idea as well. Yeah, a lot of like confectionery items, probably like sweets and things that you could decorate to make them look kind of shiny or jewel oriented.
I mean, you could probably just sell like Chaos Emerald hard candies.
That too, or like chicken nuggets in the shapes of Sonic characters. That'd be boss.
Yeah.
Just imagine a
Yeah, that'd be
Tails.
really easy to do too.
Yeah, like a Tails chicken nugget or a Knuckles. And then they'll have like these giant foam knuckles that they sell as like souvenirs. And then a Sonic headband that has like the little his quills. Yeah, and then the echidna penises, all 7 of them.
Just strap them right on, like hook them onto your belt.
And you're just walking around and it's just flopping. Okay, we've hit our pinnacle. There's our weirdest item.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like I understand Sega wanting to do this like theme park thing, kind of follow in Nintendo's footsteps with their like Super Mario Jam or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. What you do with a Sonic theme park in terms of like actual physical attractions.
Not the whole
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah, not the whole thing. Like roller coasters, totally. I mean, you could do 2 or 3 roller coasters just for different characters.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
suppose
sense.
I suppose you can get away with roller coasters with Sonic in a way that you can't really with Mario.
Yeah.
Because like Mario's not about going fast. Mario's about jumping.
Yeah,
Sonic's
but
about going fast.
you have to think like there's a lot of on rails Mario stuff,
There
and
is-
then like you can
There's a lot of
incorporate-
on rails Sonic stuff. Sonic can like grind on the rails, and there's tons of rail sequences in all of those 3D games.
Well, and not to mention, you could do like a Knuckles gliding one where you have the people strapped to the roller coaster and they're going kind of like I think it's the Dragon or whatever, and at Six Flags. I can't remember the Green Dragon. I don't remember what it's called. Either way, like they're strapped to the roller coaster and they go flat and they're kind of flying over the ground, but you have Knuckles' arms reached out like he's gliding. Like there's definitely plenty of ideas that they could come up with, or like a Tails roller coaster where he floats up in the air and then he gets hit and then you like fall, almost like the Hotel of Horror from Disneyland. So like there's plenty of things they could do. And on the same basis for Mario, I mean, like they could incorporate. I know the theme park's already open, but like DK could be involved in there too, and they have like a railroad ride, So they have plenty of properties they could use. Sega can mix and match and have different of their own properties besides Sonic involved in there in like small little areas. But honestly, it would have been smarter if they just went for like a section of a theme park rather than doing a full theme park. As a like first objective, and then if that does well, then start thinking about opening their own after the contract expires. See how well it does.
Well, we'll see if that ever comes to fruition.
Yeah, I think Sega's on the growth again to possibly do something like that.
And again, before we move on, the full article for that is over on Siliconera. So I recommend you go read the entire thing. All right, we're going to move on now to this story about the Halo television series, which is on Paramount Plus. And the story is it's an exclusive over on Variety by Joe Otterson. We're not really going to talk about the whole article, but the gist of it is the showrunner is going to be exiting the series after the first season. There's a lot of details there if you want to go read the full article, which I highly suggest. Again, it's over on Variety. But the main points I wanted to get to is, I didn't even know this was happening.
Nope. Hadn't heard of it till today.
Apparently, it's been shooting in Budapest for 2 years. And yeah, I don't know. Halo, they've been trying to get a Halo live action something off the ground for 2 decades now, it feels like.
Yeah, they have. And it's just such an awkward thing because it's like you have this giant metahuman that's in armor. It's hard to make that look good and feel good.
Well, and not only that, but just the environmental design of the actual Halo ring itself, and all of the special effects that has to go into the alien enemies, right? Because I'm guessing chances are they're probably doing it entirely CGI now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But if you were and it could still look bad.
Yeah, it could be another Beowulf.
We are at the point where CGI can look good enough that it's probably fine, right?
Well,
but 5 years ago, the only way that you really could do this justice is if you put a bunch of people in practical, elite costumes and brute costumes and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what are you gonna make animatronic grunts and it just seems like such a expensive property to try to
Microsoft
translate.
has that.
Sure, but is it worth it, right? Just because they have the money to dump into it, just because you have $1 billion to dump into the project doesn't mean that you should if it's only going to make you $200 million back.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know. I think that the problem isn't at all the actual narrative structure, because I think the first Halo game has a narrative that can very easily fit in an 8-episode span. I mean, hell, the first Halo game narratively could probably fit into a 2-hour movie if you really needed it to.
Yeah.
But you could very, very easily fit it into an 8 episode, even like 30-minute episode. But I think these are hour-long episodes. But yeah, from the perspective of like getting the environmental design right and the enemy design right, it just seems expensive.
Well, I think that's the beauty of what you're saying is like Halo falls into that same sci-fi category of being such a masterpiece that it can hit along with like Star Wars, where it can be a book, it can be a series, it can be a movie, and it's so well fleshed out and just like such a well written story that it has that versatility. But doing it right is the question, and like all the animated ones that I've seen are decent. It's just gonna be getting down the Chief's movements that, to me, like the second I watched a few of the old ones, a second Chief walked in, you're like, oh, this is cringe, or it feels awkward, like it doesn't feel like it should. I hope that they do CGI. You know what, James Cameron, just get James Cameron on the project. I know that's not realistic and won't ever happen, but that'd be cool. And I wonder if he would be able to do it properly in justice. But I see Steven Spielberg on here as a producer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the stuff that the bottom of this article, because it also says it's still being produced for or by Showtime. I guess it could be being produced by Showtime, even if it's not going to air on Showtime.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
They announced earlier this year that it's going to be a Paramount Plus series.
I hope this is finally the thing everybody's been waiting for Halo live action. If they can finally nail it, then it's a step forward. Because this, I know when I heard about it when Halo 3 came out, and I heard they were doing Halo movie stuff, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be awesome, and it was okay.
What do you think is taking the shoot so long?
There's a lot to get right. And I think there's a lot of pressure too, because like, I don't know how many people read the books. I read all the way up into, I think I read Ghosts of Onyx, and I actually read the one after that, which was supposed to be from the very beginning, but I didn't read the whole thing through. But my point is, Eric Nyland is a fantastic writer, and he wrote Fall of Reach, and trying to keep up with that book and what he did with it in a movie or a TV series, it's just like, that's a lot of pressure, and I feel like most people wouldn't even want to touch that. It's an idol. It already has a gold plaque. So that would be my thoughts on why it's taking so long. It could be a lot of other things. It could be the money. It could be there's someone at the top that's saying, like, has to approve every move that gets made. There's so much that goes into the production that could be affecting it. But I think it's just wanting to make it perfect, especially spending 2 years and probably millions of dollars on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about it's an interesting thought of where do they start, right? Like, because like in my head, it was like you just start from Halo 1.
But there's so much
just
before
retell
that.
Halo 1 in live action, right? But like Halo 1 didn't need you to know any of that.
No, and you didn't. And I think that everyone would be perfectly happy with that. It's the same thing with like the WoW stuff. You'd be perfectly fine starting in the middle of everything.
I would rather them not have any kid chief stuff. I don't want anything from when he was at the training facility on Reach, or like anything from Covenant War, like First Contact, if you will.
Yeah, but then you run into the issue of, is this for gamers or is this supposed to be a general, like, can I get more audience out of this? Because people that haven't played Halo or only have heard of it going into a movie, and then all of a sudden you're with Master Chief, it's like, who is this guy? I've seen him before, but I don't know what he is or what he does. And then why is he fighting these things without any context? For us, that's perfectly fine, and I agree with you. I don't want to see that either. I don't care too much to see it. But for the people that they're trying to engross into a new audience to form for this, it's a big deal. They have to do it right.
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't seem to have any issue with it on The Mandalorian. All right.
True.
Like, Mandalorian is Master Chief, basically. He's a dude in shiny armor whose face you never really see.
True.
Who is just kind of like a stoic rock.
Kind of like playing off of that thought, isn't it weird how as we've gotten older, like I remember every game we're like, I wonder if Master Chief's face is going to get revealed. And it's like, now I don't care. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's better that we don't know who the hell he is. He's a faceless warrior.
I don't know if it's better necessarily.
But it doesn't affect me every night like it used to. I'd stay up every night
and I'm actually
wanting to know.
I don't know if they've ever shown adult Master Chief's face.
They showed kid, yeah.
But yeah, you can get plenty of non-armored images of child Chief.
And then just like age him up. Chief. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. It's a bald white dude in a suit. Like, he probably looks like BJ Blazkowicz. You know what I mean? Like,
he just looks like a default white guy.
Yeah, just or Marcus Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
big and tough. I mean, based on the art of him in like the training facility.
We'll assume he's dainty. I think that'd be.
He's not, because he's like.
I know. I'm kidding.
Like 8 foot something, and.
No, what if the serum that they gave them actually made them skinnier, and like very weak, but the armor like counteracts that? I know that's not the case. Like, there's been so many things where it's just like he falls and he like lands in the armor, and then like any normal person would have died in that situation, unless maybe he's a feather. He turned into a feather, and so when he lands, it doesn't break any bones because he's so light. And then like the armor. I know I'm just being stupid. Anyhow, this will be cool. Hopefully, I'm on board.
I was like, if you really want to get into some talk about Halo stuff,
no,
their bones are coated in titanium.
That's
so
true.
Actually, super heavy.
See, so this is.
But it also doesn't prevent their bones from breaking, because there's a scene in Fall of Reach when Master Chief is being like, basically like, run through the ringer by some like Oni higher ups, and they fire a ballistic missile at him, and he deflects it with his forearm.
Yeah.
And it basically turns his like forearm, like the bones in his forearm, to powder.
And he has to
but it's fine because they're coated in titanium, so they'll just heal or whatever. Hurts, but
he's basically Wolverine.
The best.
They're all Wolverine. Damn, that hit me. Okay. Well, as we always say on the show, we will see.
We will see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know when that's gonna. Does it say when it's supposed to come out?
Nope. 2 more years.
So.
Yes, it's to be announced.
Who knows? We ever see this?
Oh, it says premiere 2022. So next year, supposedly. But they always do that. Next year, we'll talk about it again when we get more news.
Or we'll talk about it even sooner when it comes out that like the entire project's been canned.
Yeah. Either way, you'll hear about it again, hopefully.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us here on the Phat Peeps Podcast. Thanks everybody for listening. If you made it this far. I've been Joey. I'm here with PJ.
You weren't Joey before?
No, I've always been Joey.
Oh, okay. I've always been PJ too. I just want to clarify that. Nothing's changed. Don't worry.
Anyway, we'll be back next week to talk about more random stuff. I hope you guys join us.
Bye,
Catch you
everybody.
next time.